It's a neat American coin. You know why we have a mint in Charlotte, North Carolina?
Nope.
It's because there was the Carolina Gold Rush.
Well, this is one of my favorite movies. This is the Beatles. This is just the bomb.
Right out of the gate, we've got pure family drama. Rick's furious someone's been stealing coins from his change jar. Corey and Chumley are instantly suspects. Rick's calling it a jar, but the rest of the crew, they're calling it what it is, a piggy bank. The old man even says, "It's a piggy bank, Rick. It just don't look like a pig." Classic Pawn Stars logic. I'm dying already, and we're not even 1 minute in.
Heather, how are you? I'm doing great.
I have an 1861 coin that my grandfather gave to me before he passed away.
Okay. Yeah, it's an 1861 half eagle. It's definitely cool, man. You have to realize it was finally that period we were getting away from all these foreign coins.
The first customer strolls in with an 1861 half eagle gold coin. Rick's eyes light up faster than a slot machine. The guy says it belonged to his grandfather, meaning this coin's been sitting in a sock drawer longer than most of us have been alive. Rick explains it's from the Charlotte Mint, making it extra rare. And when he says, "worth a lot more than a Philadelphia coin," the seller's grin says it all. Cha-ching incoming.
Okay. Normally, there's nothing there. That means it was from the Philadelphia Mint. Well, that's where we made most of our coins during this time period. For a while, there was a mint in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Rick launches into full history teacher mode. Apparently, Charlotte struck coins during the Carolina Gold Rush because, of course, America once had a gold rush there. The best part? Rick casually mentions how England melted down these coins for their own gold. Translation: British people literally turned American history into pocket change. The seller just nods, probably wondering if his grandpa's inheritance is about to pay for a pool.
This is one of the most counterfeited coins. It's got right around $350 worth of gold in it. You take a $350 hunk of gold, turn it to a $10,000 coin, makes
Pretty profitable, yeah.
Do you want me to get Mike?
Yeah, go ahead and get him.
Then Rick drops the bomb. This coin is heavily counterfeited. Instantly, the seller's smile fades faster than Chumley's diet plans. There's about $350 worth of gold in it, but if it's real, it could fetch up to $10,000. Rick calls for Mike, his coin expert, because when money's on the line, you bring in the big guns. And judging by Rick's tone, he's hoping for the golden, authentic verdict.
I came to see if I could sell my antique bottle. One's a cobalt blue whiskey bottle, and the other is a decanter bottle. I was hoping to get at least 1,000. I hope he's ready to negotiate because I love my bottles and I don't want to give them up for nothing.
Next customer brings in, wait for it, antique whiskey bottles. I swear, Pawn Stars has the most random inventory on earth. Rick's holding one from Casper's Whiskey, a mail-order booze company from the 1800s, so basically Amazon Prime for moonshine. The seller wants $1,000, but Rick immediately spots a chip and knocks it down to $300. Bottle collector dreams shattered in real time. But hey, $300 buys a lot of new bottles, and maybe a buzz to forget this deal.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
You're stealing my change.
I'm not. I just took some change out to get a soda from the soda machine.
That's taking my change, chum.
You don't understand.
Meanwhile, Rick's still on his coin crusade, but Chumley's got his own crisis. He's been caught taking change from Rick's jar. He calls it a win-win because he used the money in Rick's soda machine. Rick's reaction? Pure disbelief. You own the soda machines, you still get your money back, Chumley insists. It's honestly some galaxy brain reasoning, but Rick's patience just expired faster than an unopened Diet Coke.
A guy brought in an extremely rare 1861 half eagle. That is, if it's one of the few minted in North Carolina. So I called in my coin guy, Mike, to take a closer look, just to make sure it's not a counterfeit.
Back to business. Mike, the coin expert, finally arrives. He takes one look and says, 1861 Charlotte? That's a rare one. The seller's eyes widen like he just won the lottery. Mike inspects it carefully, checking for fake markings and counterfeit casts. The tension's thicker than Rick's wallet. Then, boom! Mike confirms it's authentic. Charlotte Mint, Civil War era. Real deal. Rick's face says it all. Jackpot.
After looking at it, yes, I believe that it is a Charlotte minted coin.
That's awesome.
So what's it worth?
In this condition, I would say you could get about $15,000 for this coin.
15?
Mike values it at about $15,000. That's right, 15 grand for one tiny coin. The seller's nearly speechless, and honestly, so is Rick. But the excitement fades when negotiations start. The seller wants $12,000. Rick counters with $8,000. It's a pawn shop duel. Smiles disappear, math skills activate. Finally, the seller caves at $8,000. He walks out thrilled, and Rick looks like he just flipped history for profit. Everyone wins, except Chumley, still banned from the soda machine.
Excuse me, can I get some help?
What's up, dude? I have here a one-of-a-kind item. It's a Dr. Julius Erving signed game-used sneaker from the 1970s.
Enter the next item, a game-used Dr. J sneaker from the 1970s, signed by Julius Erving himself. Chumley's hyped but skeptical. The seller's story? He ran a bus company that chauffeured the 76ers, and Dr. J personally handed him the shoe. I mean, cool story. But is it real? Chumley's thinking, we need proof this isn't just some old size 16 with Sharpie on it. This could go either way, slam dunk or airball.
I think I've seen game shoes with Dr. J's go up, $3,000, $4,000, even $5,000. So you could have a lot of money here.
How much are you looking for?
I've done my homework. It's a very, very unique piece.
Chumley calls in an autograph expert to verify it. The expert's excited. It's Dr. J after all. He confirms the ink's authentic and even spots a matching Dr. J stamp used on other verified shoes. But there's one problem. Barely any wear on the sole. Could be game used, but there's no proof. He values it around $400 to $500, which is solid, but way below the seller's $2,000 dream. The disappointment? Palpable.
So what do you think this particular shoe would sell for in my store?
I would say, based on everything I see here, the signature, everything else, something like this could be worth about $400 or $500.
Chumley offers $400. The seller counters with $800, and they stare each other down like it's the NBA Finals. In the end, no deal. Seller walks, keeping the shoe for his grandson. Touching, but somewhere, Chumley's thinking, bro, your grandson's gonna wear that to gym class. Another day, another missed slam dunk at the gold and silver pawn.
Rick, I got a business around here. I ain't worried about your damn piggy bank.
I've collected change like this for years, and now every time I go to put change in it, there's less change in it.
I'm not your piggy bank keeper, son.
Who am I supposed to collect it from?
Meanwhile, the shop's still fighting over coins. Corey confesses he took 65 cents from Rick's jar and left an IOU. Rick's losing his mind. The old man's chiming in, basically saying, if I wanted a soda, I'd steal it too. This family doesn't just blur boundaries, they obliterate them. Corey tries to make peace by suggesting a rule about not leaving change out. The old man, just take what you need. Peak grandpa energy.
Oh, nothing. Where's my jar? Where's my jar?
Should be right there.
This is not my jar. This is a bad joke.
I think it's a good joke.
Finally, Rick returns to find his old change jar replaced with a literal piggy bank labeled Little Ricky's Piggy Bank. He's horrified. They're laughing. Corey says, it's custom made. Rick's like, yeah, where's my money? The punchline? They used his own change to buy it for him. You can't write comedy this good. The old man calls it piggy male menopause. And that's officially the weirdest phrase ever said on Pawn Stars. Perfect ending.
Probably some gifts.
Sweet.
I always take donuts. I'll leave the plain ones for Ricky.
You don't want the plain ones, he's gonna want a chocolate one.
He's gonna want a plain one.
He likes the glazed ones.
The episode opens with pure chaos, donuts, arguments, and wagers. The old man, Corey, and Chumley are betting on which donut Rick will pick when he walks in. Chocolate, pink, or glazed. It's suddenly the Great Pawn Shop Bake-Off. Rick enters mid-chaos, immediately suspicious. Since when do you guys get me donuts? He asks. You can see it on his face. He smells trouble, not frosting. Classic Pawn Stars breakfast energy.
What do we got here?
This is a model of...
A spruce goose with no propellers.
That's what we have. This is what I'm really selling. It's an engineering piece that was used to design and build the spruce goose.
Before the donut drama settles, a man walks in carrying something that looks like a science project gone wrong. It's a small spruce goose test piece from Howard Hughes' legendary wooden airplane. Rick's instantly intrigued. Plywood, World War II history, and Howard Hughes, that's his trifecta. The seller's asking $10,000, saying he needs it for a trade show. Rick's face screams, yeah, good luck with that. Let's be real. Rick's sure buddy smile should be trademarked.
This was an incredible feat of engineering.
Absolutely.
It was World War II, and the government wanted to know if you could build a large airplane out of non-strategic materials.
Right.
Rick, in full history teacher mode, explains how Hughes built the world's largest plane from wood during World War II because aluminum was scarce, a 320-foot wingspan built from plywood. Rick's impressed, but also skeptical. He wants proof it's legit. The seller says he bought it from a garage sale after an engineer's wife sold it. That's either the luckiest yard sale ever or the world's fanciest 2x4.
But it worked. It did fly. He was the test pilot for it. He believed in it enough. He didn't stick a guinea pig in there to fly it. He got in and flew it himself. It flew for less than a minute. It came down, he put it away, and that was it. He proved that it could fly.
Rick asks if there's any documentation, and the seller proudly presents a handwritten letter from the previous owner. That's it. Rick's poker face cracks for half a second before he says, "I'll need my expert." Because when proof is a piece of paper from someone's cousin's neighbor, you call in the big guns. Rick sets up an evaluation with Mark Hall Patton, the guy with the best beard in museum history.
I could totally go for a donut right now. What do we got?
Your favorite. Pick one out.
All right, cool.
We have a bet going on to see which donut Rick will pick.
Cut back to the donut standoff. Rick walks in again and everyone freezes like they're on an FBI sting. "Pick a donut, Rick," they beg. He instantly knows something's up. His suspicion levels are sky high. "What kind of laxative is in these?" he asks. The crew insists they're safe, but Rick's not buying it. "There's no way I'm eating one of those." Honestly, man's got survival instincts of a Navy SEAL. Never trust free donuts in that shop.
Hey, Rick, check these out.
Damn, I didn't even realize someone was behind you.
It happens.
Does that mean I'm small or he's big?
Sweet. Stephen Fishwick. That's pretty damn cool.
New customer alert, this time with a pop of color. He's brought in 6 Stephen Fishwick art prints. Elvis, Bob Marley, James Dean, Picasso. The gang's all here. Rick's impressed. The portraits are lively, dripping with Vegas energy. The seller says they're limited edition G-clays and Rick nods knowingly, but you can tell he's already calculating the resale value down to the cent. The art's cool, but Rick's face says, "Let's see if cool equals cash."
For charity, he would get in front of large audiences and literally paint one of these paintings much, much larger than this within the course of 5 or 10 minutes. Okay? And he would do it to the artist's music.
The seller wants $500 each. Rick's jaw practically hits the counter. He likes the art, but he's not dropping $3 grand on wall decor. The two trade jokes. Rick's teasing him about starter dreadlocks while eyeing the Bob Marley piece. It's lighthearted, funny, and pure Pawn Stars charm. Rick counters with $150 each, and the seller's shocked, like Rick just offered him Monopoly money. Negotiations are about to get messy.
Now you're being short and sour. No, I mean, $200 a piece is what I could really do. That's right around wholesale on these things. All right, $210 a piece.
$215.
$215 a piece. So I can get you out of my store. Come on, let's go.
After some back and forth, they finally meet at $215 a piece. Rick throws in the final jab. "Just so I can get you out of my store." The seller laughs it off, calling it a win. But you can tell Rick's thrilled. Art, history, and a decent flip? That's a Pawn Stars trifecta. The seller leaves happy, and Rick adds another Vegas masterpiece to his growing pile of random treasures.
What do you guys want? What's going
We
on?
have a meeting.
Grab a donut.
Grab a donut. We got to talk about a few things.
What are you doing here?
I'm thinking about hiring Davey as head of new business development.
I got a lot of ideas up here.
I'm gonna have a donut. You gonna have one, Grandpa?
There you go.
Meanwhile, back in Donutland, the guys are still trying to make Rick eat one. They even fake a meeting to lure him in. Dave's there pitching himself as head of new business development, which is hilarious because nobody knows what that means, including Dave. Rick refuses again, muttering, "I'm not eating your stupid donuts." You could cut the tension and the awkward silence with a butter knife. Rick storms off, bet still unresolved.
This guy came in with a test piece from Howard Hughes' massive plane, the Spruce Goose. But we need to make sure it is what the owner claims it is. So we've got Mark Hall Patton on the case. I think it was a piece used in engineering the Spruce Goose.
Finally, expert time. Mark Hall Patton arrives, beard flowing like a history wizard, ready to examine the Spruce Goose test piece. He confirms it's indeed from Hughes' HK-1 project, the real deal. Explains how engineers laminated wood under steam and pressure to build a plane big enough to carry tanks. It's fascinating stuff. The seller's glowing with hope. But when Rick's not around, you know that's a bad sign for your wallet.
No, that you'll never get out of me, you know that. The test piece is an interesting piece. It's kind of nice to see it because it shows how much work went into creating this airplane.
Just give me just a minute, I'm gonna go call my boss. How much did you want?
$10,000.
Okay.
Mark confirms it's genuine, but refuses to discuss value. Smart man. The seller's expecting 10 grand. We can do 200. The man's face drops instantly. $200 for a piece of aviation history. Don't kill the messenger. The seller laughs awkwardly, realizing he just got the polite version of no chance. He declines, keeping his Howard Hughes relic and maybe his dignity.
What?
Nothing. Just came to say hello.
What's the deal with the donuts? And what are you guys doing here?
Just pick a damn donut.
I'm not gonna eat one of those donuts.
You don't have to eat one. If you had to pick a donut, which one would you pick?
Back Back to Rick and the donuts. Round 3. The crew finally confesses they've been betting on which donut Rick would choose. That's right, the entire day's chaos, one giant donut wager. Rick stares at them in disbelief and mutters, "You're betting on donuts now?" They beg him to pick one, and in perfect Rick fashion, he refuses. Not gonna give you the satisfaction. Cold, brutal, iconic. The man's willpower is unmatched.
So, what in the hell is it?
Miami Dolphin Stadium.
I'm assuming an architectural rendering or
Yeah.
made out of corkboard and...
I think they used balsa wood.
Before the credits roll, one more customer brings in something wild. A scale model of Joe Robbie Stadium, built to sell the concept of the Dolphins' home to Miami. It's massive, delicate, and oddly majestic, right until the seller drops his price, $12,000. How about $4,000, he counters. The seller pleads for $8,000. Rick bumps it to $6,000. It's tense, but they seal the deal. Football meets finance. Everyone wins.
This Art Modell guy kept bumping heads with the city of Cleveland. So eventually he gave up, moved his team to Baltimore, and created the Ravens. It was a tough road for Cleveland fans, but fortunately they got a new Browns team a few years later. God, it must suck being in Cleveland. And the best thing you have to look at is
The episode closes on one final Rick meltdown. He walks in, sees the guys celebrating their donut bet, and just mutters, "Are you guys kidding me?" Their laughter fills the shop as Rick storms off, donutless and annoyed. And there you have it. History lessons, Howard Hughes, and a donut debacle for the ages. Classic Pawn Stars chaos at its finest.
we need inner tubes. The bike needs a lot.
Hey guys, did you guys mess with the thermostat?
Why?
No, I was just in my office. It's cold.
Feels perfectly fine to me.
Yeah, this is a beautiful weather in here.
The episode kicks off with classic Pawn Stars banter. Rick's freezing in his office and accusing the guys of messing with the thermostat. Chumley fires back immediately. Old people get cold easily. So do bald people. You got both of those going against you. I swear the man has no filter. Rick tries to keep his dignity, but he's outnumbered by sarcasm and laughter. Day 1 of thermostat wars. Rick, 0. Chumley, undefeated.
Hey, how can I help you?
I have a very, very unique piece of Beatles memorabilia.
Okay.
These are one-of-a-kind Beatle tickets for the movie A Hard Day's Night.
First customer strolls in holding Beatles memorabilia, but not just any memorabilia. Preview tickets to the 1964 movie A Hard Day's Night. The guy proudly says they're one of a kind, and Rick's face lights up like it's Beatlemania all over again. But Corey ruins the vibe instantly by comparing the Beatles to Justin Bieber. The seller's face? Pure disbelief. The man might forgive low offers, but that insult? Unforgivable.
The movie, it was about the day in the life of the Beatles and girls chasing him around and dealing with record executives and a few things like that. And it was a cute little comedy.
Rick dives into a Beatles history lecture, explaining how this movie captured the chaos of fame, girls chasing the band, music executives panicking, and John Lennon's sarcasm in full force. He goes full movie phone voice, dramatically saying, starring in their first full-length hilarious action-packed film, The Beatles. Corey deadpans, "Are you trying to sound like Mr. Movie Phone?" And honestly, he nailed it. Rick's passion level, 10. Everyone else's patience, 0.
So
I think that that's a fair price. They were printed only for that show, and I believe there are no other tickets around like them.
I would like someone to look at it. I got a buddy, he works right down the street.
The seller wants $800 for the pair of tickets, claiming they're the only ones like them. Rick's skeptical but intrigued. He calls in his expert, Warwick, the rock and roll curator from the Hard Rock Hotel, because if anyone knows Beatles history, it's that guy. The seller's hopeful. Corey, still recovering from his Bieber comment. Meanwhile, Rick's thinking, if these are real, I'm cashing in on Beatlemania.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell my great-grandmother's pocket watch. Been sitting in a box for probably the last 80 years, and I might as well let somebody else enjoy it.
Before the expert arrives, another customer enters with something completely different, a women's pocket watch. Except, plot twist, Rick points out it's not a pocket watch. Women didn't wear pants back then. No pockets. It's a pendant watch. The seller laughs awkwardly, but Rick's not done. He flips it over to reveal a Black Widow spider design for a wedding gift. Dark humor and bad omens in one piece. Love that energy.
No, black widows. They mate, and then the female spider kills the male spider and eats him.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
But pretty neat watch. It's a Gruen.
Rick explains the history. Gruen watches were luxury back in the 1800s, costing thousands in today's money. The seller wants $1,000, but Rick delivers the brutal truth. Women don't collect watches. Ouch. He offers $200 purely for gold value. The seller sighs, tries for $300, but Rick stays firm. $200 final. She laughs and says, "That's why my husband married me." Pawn Stars, where negotiations double as stand-up comedy.
A customer came in with some mint-condition Beatles tickets to the preview of A Hard Day's Night. So my friend Warwick, who is the curator at the Hard Rock Hotel here in Vegas, is coming down to take a look.
The Beatles expert finally arrives. Warwick from the Hard Rock Hotel, dressed like a rock historian. He takes one look at the tickets and lights up like Ringo on a drum solo. These are 100% legit, he confirms, impressed by their mint condition. Apparently, they were for the New York preview, held weeks before the movie's US premiere. Warwick values them at $350 to $400 each. Rick's grin says it all. Cha-ching.
So you think they're 100% legit?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, no question about it.
So how much are they worth?
$350 to $400 a piece.
Warwick wraps up his evaluation and Rick immediately starts calculating profits. He calls the seller over, trying to set expectations low. "If I pay you $800, I don't make anything," he says. Classic Rick setup. He starts at $400. The seller pushes for $650, saying they're unique. Rick hits him with that classic smirk. "There are a billion unique Beatles things. Savage and true." The man negotiates like it's second nature.
I'll tell you, I think a fair price then would be, you still make a profit on it at about $650.
No, that's not.
You still make plenty of profit on this.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
After some back and forth, they land at $500 flat. The seller agrees, smiling like he just made peace with capitalism. Rick's happy, the seller's satisfied, and Corey's just glad no one brought up Justin Bieber again. The seller jokes about taking his daughter out to dinner with the cash. Sweet ending to a surprisingly wholesome Beatles negotiation. Rock history meets family dinner. Pawn Stars edition.
I'm burning up.
Because I'm just going to sit here and help customers like that all day. This is ridiculous. You know, me and you outvote him. That means we can control the thermostat. Feels kind of good when you spray it, though.
Meanwhile, the thermostat war heats up, literally. Rick wants it cold. The guys want it warm. Even brings in a pink portable fan, fanning himself dramatically. Rick grumbles, "Who wears a black vest and tie in 85-degree heat? People who work in air conditioning." The shop feels like a sitcom at this point. Half pawn business, half HVAC disaster. The old man just shakes his head, silently roasting everyone.
What do we got? We've got a 1850 Millard Fillmore Presidential Indian Peace Medal.
Millard Fillmore even a president?
Wasn't expected to be, but it is.
Next customer walks in with something wild. An 1850 Millard Fillmore Indian Peace Medal. Rick's instantly interested. The seller says it's solid silver and worth $15,000. Rick knows these medals are rare. They were gifts from presidents to Native American chiefs during treaties, but he's cautious. He's seen fakes before, and this one feels too light. Rick calls his coin expert Dave, because if there's one rule here, it's call a guy.
A guy has an Indian Peace Medal from Millard Fillmore's presidency. These are really rare and can be worth a ton of cash if it's real. So my buddy Dave is coming in to check it out.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Dave arrives and delivers a full history lecture worthy of the Smithsonian. He explains how these medals were prized by Native leaders and even buried with them. Then he breaks the bad news. It's a cast counterfeit, probably made recently. Rick's disappointment is visible. The seller looks crushed. Dave leaves with the wisdom bomb. Buy the book before you buy the coin. Translation: do your homework, people.
What's wrong, son?
My water fan don't work because it's damn hot in here because you had to put stupid locks on all the thermostats.
Chum, where are the keys?
I set them right here. They're gone.
The episode closes with, what else? Thermostat chaos. Rick installs a plastic lockbox over it so nobody can touch it. Chumley immediately loses the keys. Now everyone's sweating like they're in a sauna. Rick's had it. Find the keys or I'm taking it out of your paycheck. The old man's laughing. Chum's panicking. And the store looks like a heat wave meltdown. Classic Pawn Stars, chaos, comedy, and zero climate control.
This book is amongst the most rare books in the world of baseball.
Wow, great to hear.
I have Bridgewater's Corkscrew, produced in 1932, King Daddy of all bottle openers.
The episode kicks off in classic Pawn Stars chaos. Rick juggling sports history, Chumlee cracking jokes, and a customer holding what looks like a dusty book that could rewrite baseball history. This guy proudly announces he's brought the first printed book with American baseball rules. Rick lights up instantly, like he's just seen Babe Ruth's autograph. It's 1834 Boston, and apparently this thing even shows the first printed baseball diamond. We're swinging for the fences early.
Hey, Adam, what's up?
I'm not going to throw you a curve with this one.
Okay.
I brought you the first printed book with American baseball rules. I can promise you it's not a price out of the ballpark.
The seller calls it the birth certificate of baseball, and honestly, he's not wrong. Rick's impressed, but you can see the gears turning. He's thinking, cool story, but what's the price tag? The seller wants $6,000. Rick chuckles nervously, immediately calling for his sports expert Jeremy. The seller's pumped. He thinks Jeremy's going to back him up. Rick's probably praying it's not just a $40 antique rule book with doodles in it.
Hey guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, nice to see you again.
You came in a while ago with like Star Wars or something, right?
That's right, absolutely.
Okay, and we got a drum.
It's a Civil War drum you just can't beat.
Before Jeremy even shows up, another guy walks in with a Civil War drum. And not just any drum, this thing looks like it's been through 150 years of marching and musket fire. He says his dad gave it to him 30 years ago, and now he wants $12,000 for it. Rick's intrigued but cautious. It's cool, man, he says, but there's been some repairs. Translation: this might have been in a parade, not a battle.
They would have a different drum beat for different commands. Attack, retreat, move left, move right. Generally, younger boys would be carrying these around.
Sure.
But it was a gnarly job.
Rick starts geeking out about battlefield drums, how they used to signal commands like charge and retreat. Apparently, being the drummer boy was the worst job in history. Unarmed, tiny, and a top target. The seller insists it's Civil War era, but Rick spots modern screws and hardware. Uh-oh. This part's post-1900, Rick notes. Seller's still hopeful, but Rick's calling in his expert. If there's one rule of Pawn Stars, when in doubt, call a guy.
A guy came in with a Civil War era drum. Believe it or not, I am not an expert on Civil War era drums, so I called in someone who is. So this is the drum I called you about.
Oh, very nice.
He claims it's from the Civil War.
Enter Mark Hall Patton, the bearded encyclopedia of history himself. He inspects the drum and gently delivers the heartbreak. This looks more 1870s to 1880s. Post-Civil War parade drum. The seller's face drops faster than a bass beat, but Mark assures him it's still collectible. Cue Chumlee. It's possible I could graduate from Harvard too. Even Rick cracks up. Savage. Seller tries one last time. How about $1,000? Rick counters with $900. Deal struck. A drum, a dream, and $9 short of what he wanted.
What the hell is this?
It's a cast iron ice shaver.
So it makes snow cones.
Yeah.
So where'd you get it?
From a garage sale.
Yeah, I used to go to garage sales. Now I kind of live.
Next up, the most unexpected item of the day, a cast iron ice shaver from the 1940s. The seller says he found it at a garage sale and jokes, I used to go to garage sales. Now I live in one relatable. Corey's fascinated. The guy explains it's used for making Halo Halo, a Filipino shaved ice dessert. Corey's like, so, snow cones? The man just wants enough cash to buy plane tickets to visit his son. Suddenly, this deal's emotional.
That little blade would shave the ice, and the shaved ice would come down there, and there you go.
Right.
Ever heard the term have a Coke and a smile?
Yeah.
It's because, sweet, cheap things just make people happy.
Corey admires the craftsmanship, cast iron, hand crank, rust, and all. He gives a quick history lesson. Back in the day, this was peak entertainment for kids, a penny's worth of joy. Seller wants $900 because he saw one online for that much. Corey looks like he just bit into a lemon. Maybe in Japan, he mutters. He offers $300. The guy pushes for $400. They settle at $350. Everyone's happy, especially the seller, who's buying those plane tickets. Wholesome ending alert.
The guy came into my shop and he's got a book that he says is the very first book with the rules of baseball. But this one's tricky. I got to figure out what this thing is worth. So I called in my buddy Jeremy.
Back to the baseball book saga. Rick brings in Jeremy, his sports expert. Jeremy's jaw practically hits the counter. This is the real deal, he says. The first book to print baseball rules, the first illustration of a diamond, and even early versions of the game where you could literally throw the ball at the runner to get them out. Rick's laughing. So it's baseball and dodgeball? Jeremy nods. The sport's changed a lot, but the value of this book, about to explode,
is kind of a crossover between, sports memorabilia and, the world of, fine books and things like that. And of course with books, it all comes down to condition.
Jeremy values the book high. So high, Rick decides to call in Rebecca, the resident book expert. Jeremy says it's rare enough to excite both baseball collectors and fine book dealers. Rick's thrilled. This is turning into a history nerd's dream come true and a negotiation showdown waiting to happen.
Good. I have Bridgewater's corkscrew, produced in 1932. Comes in a coffin. This is more or less the king daddy of all corkscrews and bottle openers.
All right. I guess even back in the day, they were popping bottles.
Before Rebecca shows up, Chumley's holding court with another seller, this time a 1932 Bridgewater's corkscrew. And not just any corkscrew, it comes in a coffin-shaped box. He calls it the king daddy of bottle openers. Chumley's in heaven. Even back in the day, they were popping bottles, he says. The seller explains it was made to celebrate the end of Prohibition, because of course, America commemorated the legal return of alcohol with a coffin-shaped corkscrew.
This is supposed to be Volstead. This guy was hated by everybody.
Yes.
He was hated by people who drank alcohol because he made it illegal.
Exactly.
He was hated by the people who didn't drink because now there's so much crime going on.
Chumley dives into history mode, explaining how Prohibition created the mob, bootleggers, and speakeasies. He's actually nailing this one. The seller wants $1,100, but Chumley bursts his bubble fast. I'm thinking maybe $150. The guy's face says, that's not even enough for cheap wine. They go back and forth. $850, $550, $325. Finally, they land at $325. The seller's fine with it. $200 profit over what he paid. Chumley's fine too. Rick's wallet stays happy.
Childhood memory, 1970s Nash skateboard.
All right, where in the world did you get this?
Overland Park, Kansas, of all places. Not really a skateboard mecca.
Now Corey's turn. Again, this time, he's looking at a 1970s Nash skateboard. The seller says he picked it up for $1.78 and hopes to make $150. Corey can't help but laugh. He explains Nash was originally a water ski company that jumped into the skate craze of the 70s. The seller reminisces about face planting as a kid because those clay wheels would stop on a pebble and send you flying. Vintage pain, priceless nostalgia.
Good, because usually you were hauling butt down the sidewalk, you would hit a pebble and go flying off front of it.
That's because they used to have clay and metal wheels. Nash, I believe, was the first company to start using urethane wheels.
Corey inspects the board. It's clean, solid, but the wheels aren't original. He offers $20. The seller looks offended on behalf of skaters everywhere. For $20, he says, I'll just let my grandkids play with it. Fair enough. Not every pawn story ends with a deal. Sometimes it ends with bruised egos and kids inheriting vintage toys.
Jeremy says it's the real deal, but I still don't know what it's worth. So I've called Rebecca down to the shop. If anybody knows, she will.
This is a really, really rare book. This wasn't the first even to have a baseball diamond. It wasn't necessarily the one that talked about baseball, but this...
Finally, Rebecca arrives to give the baseball book her expert verdict. She's instantly impressed. It's a landmark piece from early American sports culture, combining baseball, hopscotch, and swimming in one volume. She values it between $7,500 and $8,500. Rick's eyes light up like slot machines. The seller's practically glowing. What's hopscotch?
I think it's completely justified to say $7,500 to $8,500.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, cool. You're the best.
Happy to help.
I think that if Rick gets this for a good price, it's a very smart buy.
Rebecca leaves and the negotiating begins. Rick starts low, $3,500. The seller counters with $4,500. Rick, ever the deal maker, suggests splitting the difference. $4,000 and I'll be comfortable, he says. Seller grins. Done deal. Both walk away happy. Rick gets baseball history, the seller gets cash, and we get another masterclass in pawn shop psychology.
Fair to me always, I'll do it.
Sweet.
With $4,000, I'm gonna head back home, relax for a little bit, but it won't be too long before I'm out and about.
I will meet you right over there. Grab the book and I'll write you up.
Perfect.
As the seller leaves, he jokes, I'll slide into home with it. Rick groans, stop, please, you're embarrassing yourself. Classic Pawn Stars ending, money made, history learned, dad jokes inflicted, baseball, prohibition, drums, and ice shavers, it's all in a day's work at the world's most unpredictable pawn shop.
What do you got? I've got a screenplay of Goldfinger.
Goldfinger made James Bond an international icon.
The guy that played Oddjob gave it to me.
I mean, if this was used by one of the franchise's best villains,